Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Sheila Beaver coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 8, Episode 8, Appearances. Y'all, when I'm going to tell y'all, I told y'all, I told y'all. I yes. But anyway, so y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. The more you do like my commentary, the more I do go through the algorithm, and more people will start to view my commentary. Now let's get into this episode of Sisters because I'm actually happy that Tyler Perry is moving this storyline along. I'm glad he's starting to, you know, open up our awareness about different things. I'm just happy we're getting somewhere. Because I honestly thought that this was going to be long, drawn out, unless Tyler Perry had some type of twist in this that something may have happened. I'll get to it later, but so far I'm actually glad that we're getting somewhere. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. So the episode does pick up where it left. Well, not too much where it left off because where it left off, Gary calls Andy and says, "Where are you?" And he wanted her to come up to the hospital, right? So it looks like this is the next day. And Penelope is there. Penelope is hovering over the scene, right? I guess appearances. So Penelope is hovering over the scene. She goes to the doctor. She's asking the doctor that she wants to see, Gary. The doctor is like, "Who are you?" She was saying that I'm his fiance. And the doctor is like, "I thought the nice young lady that was here is his fiance." "No, I'm his fiance." And I'm like, girl, you need to be sitting down with Lucretia. Cause apparently your mind ain't right, baby. You got PTSD. You slick bipolar schizophrenic because the way you walking around here handing out slaps. Yes. Come on, get it together. So while she's talking to the doctor, Hudson comes in and was like, "What are you doing here?" And the doctor go ahead and leave or whatever. And so Hudson is telling Penelope like, "Oh, so you're here to see Gary? I thought you were tied up in the what was it? With the FBI, what they call it when they hide you from the people? Protective custody and all that." And Penelope is like, "Look, I ain't trying to change my name. I'm not trying to hide myself. I'm letting the people know that I'm here." And she trying to see what's going on with Gary. Anyway, so Hudson was telling her like, "Andy crazy, like you crazy. You need to get up out of here," pretty much. But Penelope pretty much don't want to leave, but she ends up leaving. All right, so now I'm back over at Danny's place. Lucretia is there. She got Lucretia on speed dial. Apparently Danny is trying to know if she still has her man or if she done lost her man because of what is going on when he put her in this leadership program. And Lucretia was telling her about her cognitive mental health and that talk therapy is a good thing, and that and also, how did she handle the situation that Tony put her in regards of the whole leadership program? And not only that, when they had the discussion about it, were you in front of a crowd of people? Did you embarrass him? Did you get loud? Did you cuss him out? Did you use your hands? Like, what is it? And Danny said she proud of herself. She said because she could have put her hands on him, slap box or whatever, but she said she just used her words. Now the words that she used may have not been the right words to use, but she said it's still growth. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still growth. And she said, yeah, it was in front of people when she was talking to Tony, but hey, to her defense, she was minding her own business, talking to her friend, and Tony and Rich came to her. So, and also, Danny is trying to say, she's that girl, she's fine the way that she is, woo, woo, woo. But the therapist is like, "Are you trying to convince me, or are you trying to convince yourself? Because if you're trying to convince yourself, you pretty much not doing a good job of it. And another thing, because I'm just gonna wrap this whole scene together. And she also brought up oh my God. Okay, so the and then she brought up her vices, like the things that she used, like um in order to cope with difficult situations, she'll either want to, have sex, or she'll want to, hit that vape, or, she would, it was, what was it? Want to get something to drink. She'll want to, she called them the VVVs, and we'll probably get to that a little later. And she, Lucretia was telling her, like, you have to find other ways, because sometimes the tools that they are given, they no longer work. It's almost like, how you used to take an ibuprofen if you have a headache, but if you've done it so much, your body kind of gets acclimated to it, and it doesn't help the same way. So now you have to change the doses. So in her situation, she has to use other tools, because apparently this writing down everything is not working. So she's just going to have to, spend her time in another area of her life to help her in another area of her life. Like, instead of focusing on the negative things, try something different to put all your energy. So really the negative stuff will be in the wash. Like, it'll be in the background, so you don't have to focus on it so much. And that was pretty much what this conversation was about. Just trying to cope with herself. Um, just doing something just a little bit different to make her situation better for her if the old stuff ain't working. That's pretty much what this whole conversation was. All right, so now back over at well, it's not back over. So Karen and Sabrina meet at Rich's Fuel Fusion bar. And this was in regards to the whole Rooster Riches and all that stuff. So Karen wrote out the plan. She wrote out the plan for Rooster Riches, just everything on the business side. And she gave it to Sabrina so she can kind of look over and critique it, just to make sure that Karen has everything that she needs in regards to the business plan for Rooster Riches. So she's not leaving anything out, projections, reports, investors, just everything that she needs to have this business plan live and in effect, right? So Sabrina looks over everything. She says everything looks pretty good. She didn't have to critique it too much. She just dot her T's, and cross what is dotting her T's. She had to cross her T's, dot the I's. And Sabrina was pretty much like, this looks really good. She said she thinks that her and Pam are going to really pretty much be on the up and up when it comes to Rooster Ridges. And then Sabrina brings up Karen and her love life. Like, how is she handling that? Who is it that you can lean on? Who is there for you? It may not be no one in your future, because she brought up Trey and all that stuff. And Karen was like, Trey is young, and plus Pam done swooped in up there and robbed that cradle and all that stuff. And she was like, what about somebody from your past? And Karen was like, who's Zach? No, it ain't Zach. Because, she said really pretty much that situation was really over with Zach, even before Zach even got with Fatima. And, Sabrina was like, yeah, and you, Fatima and Zach, y'all are really on a good page right now. And we don't want to bring up old stuff, and Karen was just like, yeah, I'm good with Fatima. As long as we can all co-parent together, I'm good. And then she brings up Aaron. So I was like, okay, I was asking about Aaron last week. I guess Aaron gets a cameo this week. And yeah, she brings up Aaron, and she's like, I'm not really, I mean, he is a good guy. He's going to be a good provider, all that stuff. But I'm really not interested in a man right now. Like, my kids, I got two baby daddies, I got two babies, and I got two businesses. And everything that I have and that I need is for for my emotional support, I got my mom and I got my girls. So I pretty much don't need anything else. And if a man comes along right now, then they not gonna stay long, because who would really want to be in a situation to where I got all this going on? Maybe after I had these kids and all that stuff. Because and then Karen also was just like, right now my focus is on these babies and their health and well-being. And she said she's never even experienced a love like this anyway. And I agree. I'm just like, you know what, Karen? All the men gonna come. Just focus on what you got now. Don't be in a rush to be trying to get no man just because you gonna have some lonely nights. I mean, it is what it is, but you will be okay. The right man is gonna come and find you, and you gonna be happy. Because right now it looks like you finna make a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna get a whole bunch of men, wanted and unwanted men. So just focus on you. Focus on your babies. Them dudes, they gonna be there. Shoot, they ain't going nowhere. But that was pretty much everything with Karen and Sabrina. Also, Aaron, like I said, Aaron did make an appearance. He came to the salon with Karen and Pam, because Karen had gave Pam the download on Rooster Riches, and everything is really pretty much is going to be on the uptick from there. And Aaron is coming in. Aaron did invest into Rooster Riches, so that may be some type of conflict of interest with Aaron being an investor and you working with your baby mama and all of that. So, and then another thing too, I really didn't like Karen for Aaron anyway, because we didn't even know what his real name was. Because remember when that white lady came and was running around, they was running around that van, and she called him John or something. And is he an accountant, or what is he? He a preacher? Like, he's too mysterious. He's too mysterious. So I don't think Aaron and Karen even made a good fit. I think Aaron was something for Karen, like a pastime. Yeah, just to pass the time by, because she was sick and tired of Zach. And, Zach not doing what he was supposed to do in their relationship. So, yeah, yeah, you can find somebody better, child. Anyway, so that's enough with them. All right, so back over at the hospital, Andy is there, and Hudson is really scolding Andy, right? He was like, Gary called you. I don't even understand why. He called you last night, but now you get here till the morning. And Andy is explaining herself, saying stuff like, well, I did come, and when I came, visiting hours were over, so I had to go back home. And Hudson had the nerve to say, yeah, after you finish, putting Robin's peen in your mouth. And Andy hauls out and slaps Hudson. And I'm just like, so you can slap Hudson. But when Penelope came around, you can slap him. I want to see you do the same thing to Miss Lady run around here. Miss Bloody Fingers. Bloody Shoes to Miss Bloody Fingers. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever. Anyway. So, and then she says, when Gary makes a full recovery, I'm going to make sure that my man fires you. Okay, you're not going to be power of attorney, and I'm going to make sure that my man fires you. And so when she said my man fires you, child, Penelope comes out of the woodwork, because she said she done left her purse. Yeah, that's when he got slapped. Pick up your face. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. But you're going to have to put it back, because Penelope here. All right. And so here you go, Penelope. Your man. And Hudson looking like, shoot, you just as crazy as this girl. What are you talking about? I thought Andy was the weird one. Look like you're weirder than her. I mean, she is, Hudson. You ain't saw? Why you over here trying to make Andy seem like she's done so much bad things to Gary Marshall Borders, as Penelope would say. Anyway, so yeah, Penelope gets mad, and I'm just like, girl, what you mad for? And so Andy is really Andy is really trying to explain to her, like, it's not what you think. Like, it's really not what you think. And we can talk about this later. Oh, we're going to talk about this later. Girl, yeah, just talk about it later. Hold your britches. Hold your britches. And keep your hands to yourself, Penelope, because you've been doing a lot lately. Anyway, so back over at Fatima and Zach's place. Do Fatima and Zach got a 1 bedroom or a 2? Because where is baby Michael sleeping? I don't know why I ask this question all the time, because I just be like, where the other rooms at? Y'all gonna have to move. But anyway, Fatima finally sits down with Zach and tells Zach that, because Zach already knows what's been going on at the job and all that stuff. But Fatima is like, yeah, Robin, he slick tried to, blackmail me a little bit. He's saying that he has, because the footage. Well, yeah, the footage. She said footage, but I thought it was just pictures. In my mind, footage is like a camera. Well, maybe he do got a camera chat. I don't know. He got PIs running, doing everything. But anyway, she said he got footage of her when the security guard pushed her on the ground the day of the wedding. And so that brings up motive. And Zach's like, oh my God, we going to jail. We going to jail. We going to jail. I was like, y'all may not go to jail, but y'all, hey, you just got to play it safe or whatever. So Fatima's whole thing is, we got to do something. Zach's whole thing is, you need to call your cousin Madam, because she can take care of all of this. Like, she can. And Fatima's just like, look, these are human beings. He was like, okay, well, I can see that Robin is a human being, but Hayden, child, he's like what do you say, a reptile, dinosaur, alien, whatever it is. Every time he was punching Hayden in the face, it looked like some goo or something was coming out on his hands. Like the boy was unreal. So they come up with a plan to try to see, just to take the heat off of them. So I guess the plan is for, what's this dude name? Zach to follow Hayden, because it looks like he could have motive. And because Fatima said it looks like he's hiding something. She just don't know what he's hiding, but there has to be something, but Zach just like, wow. They were like, did he say booty brothers? Did he say booty brothers? That's what I felt like I heard. He said they were like booty brothers, but they bring up a thin line between love and hate. And then he was like, but that had something to do with like the women, like Andy or Penelope. And then that's when Fatima is just like, you know what? I'll see what's going on with Penelope, because she had a little motive too. So I'll find out what's going on with Penelope, and Zach, you find out what's going on with Hayden, because the information that they gather, it'll take the heat off of them, because it's almost like they next in line to be going to jail, or whatever. So that's cool. All right. So back over at the hospital. Oh, this is what I meant to say too. I shouldn't have went to the next slide, because Andy and Penelope was still out there in that hallway, and they was getting into it. And Andy's whole thing is the reason why she said because Andy keeps having to overly explain herself to Penelope. And she was saying, like, I'm just really putting on airs. This is all optics. I don't want Gary. Like, this is optics. And Penelope is like, I don't understand how this is optics when you're sitting up here, trying to still say that you're his fiance and all of that stuff. And you're here to see you. Now you're here at the hospital. Like, why are you here? And my thing is like, Penelope, why are you here? Like, why are you here, Penelope? Because nobody called you. How did you even know that Gary was even halfway up and still alive? Like, how do you know all of these things? You are really like a hoverboard at this point. And Andy's whole thing is like, I came because he called me and told me to come up here. And she said it, and the way Andy said it, she was upset when she said it. Like, this is why I'm here. I'm up here because he called me. And then here Penelope, oh, jealous self. So you mean to tell me that he was in a coma this whole time, and when he wakes up, he asks for you? Yes, he did, Penelope. Yes, he did. And you expect for me to believe that you were not like this wasn't some type of undercover thing for y'all to be together. And I'm like, Penelope has really lost her mind. Like she's really lost her mind. And then what made it even worse when Hudson, because they were arguing back and forth, right? Well, mainly Penelope was doing all the arguing, and Hudson came in and was like, "Oh, Andy, can you please hurry up because Gary is asking for you." Child, when I tell you Penelope hair stood up, Penelope hair done stood up on her head. I said, Penelope, she just told you that. Oh, he's asking for you. Yes, yes. So anyway, now this is when they're here in the in there with what's this boy named Gary. So Andy up here really playing it up. Hi Gary. Hi Gary. How are you doing? How are you doing? All this old extra stuff, right? Just being real extra. Yeah. And yeah, just being real extra. So what happened? Let me go. Let me see. Yeah. So Penelope comes in the room and she's mad. And she's like, Gary, you what say you so you're what did she was mad. She was something to the effect of, so Gary, how could you do this to me? How could you say that I'm your fiance and then you go and try to marry Andy days later? And and, and Gary, and then she slapped him. She slapped him too. Cause she just hauled off like, how you do this to me? She slapped him so hard that man's whole face went to the left. To the left, to the left. Is that the left? Yeah. But it looks like my left. Anyway, so is that left or right? To the right, to the right. It was one of them, I don't know, left or right. And she's mad. Like she's real mad. And here go Gary. Who are you? Child, when I looked, and Andy looked, and Penelope looked, and Hudson looked, and so we looking at Gary like, so you don't know who she is? So the only person you know is Andy? So you don't know nothing. And in my mind, I'm like, this nigga playing. Like, he is really playing this up. Like, he's really, really playing this up. Because mind you, before Penelope walked in there, Gary was telling Andy, like, he had to tell her something. Like, I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, what are you gonna tell her? But we never got the opportunity to hear what he was going to say to her. Because Penelope ran up in there with her and her purse, slapping people. And I'm just like, what is he gonna say? And so the doctor comes in, is just like, you need to get out of here because it doesn't make any sense how you're arguing and the whole floor can hear you arguing. So they had to pretty much kick Penelope out the room. Like out of the room. And I'm like, Penelope, get down. Anyway. So child, Danny finally makes it to the hospital. Tony is there, and Danny slick tells Tony about the counseling session that she had because Tony was prying. Like, what did y'all talk about? If you don't mind me asking. Anyway, they're talking about boundaries and all that stuff, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. But Danny's whole thing is, she's going to stay in the leadership program because she has to change her V's, like her vodka, her vape, and her very, very high sex drive. And Tony's like, no, don't change that. Don't change that. And then they're kissing in front of the people. And so I'm like, are y'all trying to be discreet? Because it don't look like it. Because every time y'all arguing or kissing or you rubbing up behind her, you got the whole airport looking. Anyway, so he's happy with Andy. Excuse me. He's happy with Danny. Danny, she's fine with her decision because she is going to focus her attention on something else other than her past trauma. Good, good, good. Good for you, Danny. Good for you. We need you to level up because shoot, everybody finna be real, real rich. All right, so now back over here at the bank. Sabrina comes in at 9:01. Paige over here talking about Sabrina late. Sabrina like, girl, it's 9:01 at the end of the day. And if I am late, I'm your boss. Like, what's the issue? And then Paige says the only reason why you're my boss is because of affirmative action. And that is a note, that's a nugget right there, because as we know, they're trying to really get rid of affirmative action, meaning that there is no minority to majority. It's almost like it don't matter if you can be at a bank, or you can be at an office atmosphere, and it can always be the majority. Like, only reason why affirmative action was in place is because they were only hiring the persuasion. You know what I'm saying? The protection for the what he said. What is it, Paul Mooney? The complexion for the protection, the persuasion. You know, they was only hiring those type of people. So affirmative action gave the right for minorities. Like, you had to hire a minority, so you pretty much won't get sued, because you can get sued for, like, whatever. So that's what Paige brought up. And that rubs Sabrina the wrong way. Hey, Maurice. Maurice was playing, whatever, Maurice was funny, but this mainly was about Sabrina. And Sabrina really, I'm glad that she came back, and she was just like, she gave a Toni Morrison quote, and Paige didn't know who Toni Morrison was. And it was pretty much like, I know who I am. I know I'm a Black woman, but I am very much overqualified than you. I would lay out my credentials, but only thing, and I'm not going to do that, because I'm not going to justify who I am to this white woman when she already feels like I'm inferior to her. So I'm not going to even give you the pleasure to even try to explain myself to you. Like, you're not even worth it. Pretty much. And she walks off, and Maurice tells Paige to pick up her face. Because if it was me, I would have told Paige to clock out and don't ever come back no more. That's what I would have did. But hey, Sabrina got a little bit of a heart. Anyway, clock out. Don't ever come back. Do not collect $200. Just go. Anyway, so yeah, Penelope hot. Penelope is hot. Hot, hot. And I know I already really explained this scene when she was talking about, how she lost her baby, and, you know what I'm saying, everything that you put her through, all that stuff. That's when the doctor came in and we told her to get up out of here. And yeah, and Gary don't know who she is. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? He has amnesia, I guess. But so over in the hallway, Andy is asking the doctor, like, so how long is how long is Gary gonna have amnesia? Like, how long is this temporary? Is it permanent? Like, what's going on with it? But before the doctor could even explain, you have Hudson coming over there saying, you don't say anything to her. As long as I'm power of attorney, you do not discuss anything with her, or I will sue this hospital. And the doctor like, you know what? I ain't got time for you, her, him, or her. I'm about to go, because y'all got too much going on. Pretty much. That's pretty much that. Yeah. So now, Andy contacts Fatima and tell Fatima to come on over to her house. So Fatima gets over to Andy's house, and Fatima is pretty much giving Andy the tea on what's going on at the office. Like, what's going on with Robin, what's going on with Hayden. Fatima is still in her stance, like, I don't trust Hayden. Like, he has already I don't trust Robin, because Robin has given Hayden your workload. What's that girl? Andy said, say what now? Yes. Robin gave Hayden your workload, and also Robin gave Fatima Hayden. So now Fatima is Hayden's paralegal. And Andy is like, hold on, wait. Let me call Robin and understand what's going on. Fatima is like, no, don't call Robin, because I don't know what he has going on. He's overworking people. I don't get it. I don't know what he's trying to do. And Andy's whole thing is, why would he be so hard on you when he knows that, like, you're my friend? And yeah. Oh, this brings me to a point too, when Hudson said that pretty much he is Gary's Fatima, because the way that Hudson is really overboard when it comes to Gary, the same way Fatima is overboard when it comes to Andy. So yeah, I wanted to bring that out too. But anyway, so yeah. Andy was like, but he knows you're my friend. Like, what's going on? Why would he be doing that? Like, it has to be something else to this. And Fatima was like, no, I can handle it. I'm gonna worry about all of that or whatever. But he said, she said, I just don't trust Robin. I don't know what he got up his sleeve. A lot of stuff don't make sense. And she sure don't trust Hayden. So it is what it is. So then Andy tells Fatima, like, yeah, she's been going through a lot. And Gary done woke up, and Fatima was like, woke up from the death, child. Now woke up from the stabbing. From the stabbing and all of that stuff. And Penelope is running around here acting crazy. And mind you, she slapped me too. And Fatima said, she what? She slapped what? And when Fatima tells her to get up, I said, yeah, y'all need to go over there and slap box or something. You need to teach that girl how to duck, bob, and weave or something. And so when they get over there behind the couch, Andy is like, what are we doing? She said, girl, I'm finna teach you how to fight. I said, ding, 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 ding. Please, somebody, teach this girl how to do something other than look cute. You need to learn how to duck a child. But anyway, so I said, please, but they never really get to it because I'm just like, somebody got to do something. All right. So, yeah, she need to take boxing lessons. So here we go. This is the moment of the awakening. This is the moment of the awakening. So for Penelope is in a parking lot. And when she's in a parking lot, she's looking distraught. She's looking like into like outer space. Like you can tell she's weary and she's disoriented. Like it's like she's there, but she's not there. And when she is sitting in there, Jordan pops up. And she's like, what are you doing here? And Jordan is like, what are you doing here? And she was like, well, I was just coming in to see Gary or whatever, And he said, what? You were trying to finish what you started? And she was just, he said, so you're just trying to finish what you started the night that you stabbed Gary? I said, I told y'all. I said it was Penelope from day one. I said it's Penelope from day one because she has the most motive. And people was looking at it like that protective custody. It was like perfect. People were thinking that she was in protective custody. A lot of people didn't even know, but for the most part, the people that knew. Like the FBI agent knew that she was in protective custody. Andy knew, Gary knew, Hudson knew, the people that needed to know. And so that's the perfect alibi. I was like, how would I know? I didn't know, woo, 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 woo. But yeah. And then she was like, she started, crying and being frantic or whatever. And then I noticed in the trailer, which I'm going to do a trailer review, they were talking about, she's saying she don't remember. Like she don't remember. And the only thing Jordan says, like this is in the trailer, that it was blood all over her hands and all over. She was like covered in blood or whatever. So yes. But I told y'all, this girl has literally lost her mind. Like she is in a state of depression. She's in a state of disorientalness. She need to be sent down with Krisha because she has a cognitive mental health imbalance. This girl looks like she's on the verge of bipolar schizophrenic isms because she's around here slapping people. Like she's enraged. It's almost like she's manic, and it's like she can't come to terms because she has a great loss. Like the way that she lost her child is very, 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 very traumatic. And she can't get over that. And it's almost like she's stuck in a space that she can't move from. And the only thing that she knows is rage and revenge. That's it. So it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. The reason why she would try to unalive Gary. And the reason why she would want to keep him unalive is because you took a life from me. Matter of fact, you took my life. So I'm about to take yours. That's pretty much what I got from it. But anyway, y'all, this is Sheila Bila. But I do want to say this. And I hope this is not what it's going to be. I do think that Gary is faking. I really do. I think he's putting on. I do not think that this man has lost his memory. Because he didn't get hit on the head. Not that I know of. He got stabbed in the chest. And if you can get memory loss from a stabbing, child, whatever. And also, I hope, or a part of me feels like maybe Penelope thinks that she did it, and when she probably went in there to do it, she may have touched him, and that's how she got the blood on him. But in actuality, maybe somebody else did it. Maybe Hayden did it, and she came in behind him or whatever. So it could be something like that too. Like, you never really know with Tyler Perry. Just like this man is making, like Gary is making these miraculous recoveries quick the way that he's doing. And because Penelope already called him a roach or whatever. So it's like he's making these miraculous recoveries. You know, the man that got injected with fentanyl, heroin, stabbed in the chest, but he's still alive, up and talking. He can't remember none, so he says. But anyway, but yeah, y'all, this is Sheila Bila. Like, comment, and subscribe. I know I probably forgot a whole bunch of stuff, but it is. Charge in my head, not my heart, juice. Those y'all, and let me know what y'all think. Bye.